There's a sound that's been echoing across shortwave radio frequencies for over 4 decades. A monotonous, mechanical buzz, sharp, consistent, unrelenting. It drones every second of every day, pulsing like the heartbeat of something unseen. Some call it the buzzer. Others know it as UVB-76. But few truly understand it, and fewer still have heard what lies beneath the buzz. Originating from deep within Russia, UVB-76 has been broadcasting since the late 1970s. Its primary frequency, 4625 kHz, hosts a sound that rarely changes, a flat, repetitive tone that cuts through the static with surgical precision. Most listeners hear only the noise, but the curious, the patient, have discovered more. Occasionally, the buzz stops. When it does, a voice breaks through. Russian, stern, reading codes, call signs, or numbers. No one has ever officially explained who these messages are for. No one has claimed responsibility. The Russian military denies any public comment. And the station? It broadcasts from a location that has changed at least twice, once moving in 2010 under mysterious circumstances, reportedly after a fire at the Povorovo military base near Moscow. Since then, its exact origin remains unclear. But starting in 2020, something changed. So, that being said, welcome to Mysteries with Minnie. Amateur radio enthusiasts monitoring UVB-76 during periods of increased solar activity noticed strange distortions in the transmission. During solar flares and geomagnetic disturbances, the regular buzz began to warp. It sounded stretched, pulled apart, as though time itself were bending. Some listeners recording these transmissions found what they described as whispering. Not in the main broadcast, but in the signal's fringes, the sidebands. These weren't the official coded voice messages. These were something else. Faint, ghost-like emissions hidden in the transmission's periphery. And when slowed down or reversed, fragments of speech became audible, some in Russian, some unidentifiable. One fragment, recorded in late 2021, sounded like it was spoken in reverse, as if the message had been time-shifted. Another, picked up during a magnetic storm in February 2022, played a short harmonic tone, a signal not previously heard on UVB-76, and then returned to normal without explanation. These strange emissions don't match any known format. They're not weather data, encrypted military comms, or coded civilian traffic. They don't appear on official logs. They aren't acknowledged by any agency. Yet multiple listeners in different countries have captured similar patterns: low-frequency anomalies, transient bursts, and what seem like data pulses that last only milliseconds. Speculation has taken root. Some believe these are accidental side emissions, leakage from nearby military activity, or interference caused by natural forces. But others believe something more deliberate is happening. That UVB-76 isn't just a relic of Cold War communication, but a living node in a still active network, a net that stretches across continents, buried deep beneath politics and public knowledge. There's also the question of its behavior. Why does the station sometimes shift slightly in frequency, by just a few hertz? Why does it occasionally stop for exactly 38 seconds, or 76 seconds, durations that seem arbitrary but repeat across months? Why do voice messages come at irregular intervals, often following periods of geopolitical tension? And why do the anomalies, those phantom signals, occur most often when the sun is at its most violent? Some theorists believe UVB-76 is tied to solar monitoring, that its true purpose is to detect changes in electromagnetic conditions, possibly even as part of an early warning system. Others go further, claiming that the anomalies are not broadcast to humans at all, but to autonomous systems, dead hand mechanisms, AI-driven response protocols, or something older. There's also a belief, held by a small but growing number of hobbyists, that the anomalies are messages not intended for our time, that what we hear, these time-bent fragments, are echoes from the future or shadows from the past, that UVB-76 is not just a transmitter, but a time anchor, a fixed point in the ether that resonates across dimensions of both time and space. It sounds absurd until you listen late at night, alone, and you hear it, a slight flutter behind the buzz, a phrase that shouldn't be there, a voice that doesn't match any language. And for a moment you wonder, who is really on the other end? The deeper one listens, the less certain things become. The station is persistent, but not predictable. Some anomalies appear only once and are never heard again. Others repeat, but only on specific dates. There's even been a case where a user claimed to hear their own voice, previously recorded and uploaded to the internet, faintly echoed back to them days later, though no one else has been able to verify it. The buzzer continues. No one knows when it will stop. Its broadcast has survived the fall of the Soviet Union, political upheaval, wars, and decades of technological change. Its signal cuts through storms, atmospheric interference, and time itself. What purpose it serves, what messages it hides, what entities are truly behind it, these remain unanswered, and maybe they always will. But if you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., tune in. Find 4625 kilohertz, listen closely, you might hear the buzz, or you might hear something else, something you weren't meant to hear. The signal is still out there. The anomalies still happen, but no one's watching closely enough. If this station is more than just a relic, if these hidden messages mean something, then someone needs to keep listening. What's the real story behind these broadcasts of UVB-76? Please drop your theory in the comments. And if you've ever heard something unusual, something that didn't belong, tell us. Because the more we share, the closer we get to the truth. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, stay curious.